Kerrang. Actually, I like that
Speaking of Kerrang!
What's Kerrang got to do with Ubisoft?
Ubisoft. Oh, it's blood.
Are we playing on a virtual boy?
Are we playing something really edgy?
France. Ubisoft is French.
Prince of Persia!
Prince of Persia isn't edgy. What are you talking about?
Oh,
It is now. We're swearing in this one.
No, we're not swearing
I
in
have
this.
to bleep that.
Look, that loading screen killed itself to be in this game.
Look at this Silent Hill.
Look at this Silent Hill.
I'm holding a bad controller.
Silent Hill.
Why is the start button over there?
Because it's not the Duke.
No place to be over there.
I wish it was the Duke.
Do you want me to get the Duke? It's in the back.
The Duke's unwanted child.
Yeah, let's switch to the... Well, I'm not even controlling it, but Simon should be playing with the Duke, as God intended.
Let's play on normal
Probably.
mode.
Come on, girls are watching.
Let's play on Duke mode. Also known as easy mode. Oh. Yeah, you sandbag that. You sandbag. You can't say anything because you're buried underneath a Duke right now.
Oh.
I thought that was going to be the Marvel Studios opening.
Marvel presents
Persia.
the edgiest game released this year. This year being 2005.
4. It said on the title.
Is that Kako Lukia? Is it the same
No,
guy?
shut up. We don't have any time for that magical nonsense in this game.
Yeah.
Evil looking dog.
Oh, Resident Evil. What?
Oh, evil smoke.
Right.
Like
I'm going to
Lost.
say this a lot this game, but was that the Dahaka?
That was, in fact, the Dahaka.
Yes!
Yeah! I've wanted to know what it looked like
You
for so
finally,
long.
that's not actually what it looks like.
Oh.
It's not a dog.
It doesn't just look like...
It's not the smoke monster from Lost?
No, I already made that reference.
Oh, what, today?
We missed, yeah, like 2 seconds ago.
It's
Oh,
not-
I'm sorry.
It's
okay.
not
I
the
was too
thing that's
busy
trying to
thinking
kill
of-
those guys in the Winter Olympics. Am I the only one who's seen that? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I guess so, but it kind of
What is that supposed to be?
amused me anyway.
The,
What, this?
right.
No, in
Dahaka.
so the Winter Olympics has got like a guy skiing away from this
There it is.
encroaching black mass.
Meanwhile,
What are you
on a
referencing?
boat,
The Winter Olympics.
so
As in the
Calvert,
Winter Olympics?
Yeah, on BBC.
Oh, is
The
okay.
opening
A
thing
tale
is like,
of swords and sorcery.
is this Eternal Champions? We can't do that. We already saw the title.
We won't be able to hear him very well, but the Prince has got a different voice
Just like
actor in
WWE
this.
would have done.
Do you want to guess who his voice actor is?
Is it Yuri Lothar?
No. Might have already told you who the voice actor is. And I actually can't remember his name, I just know who he's played.
The other one, Nolan North.
No.
Those are the only two.
Alright, it's the guy who plays
Troy
Miller.
Baker. What?
It's the guy who plays Miller and Travis Touchdown
Ah.
and loads of other
Okay.
stuff. It's that guy. It took you so long.
Right. So, Kakulukia.
Yeah. Is it that guy?
I was watching Deep Space Nine the other day, as you do,
As you do.
and the Doctor has he talks about the bear he had when he was a wee kid.
Sorry, hold up. Did he just clutch the arc reactor in his chest?
Yes.
Yeah, that's as far as Medallion from last game. Remember?
Look at this!
Oh, this game's off to a rollicking good start.
Yeah, I was going to say before you...
Lower the tone immediately.
I was going to
game.
say, just to warn the viewer, that if you haven't played this has not the best start.
Yeah.
And actually, I stopped playing it
But
when
yeah,
I first got it.
his bear is called Kukulaka, which sounds a lot like Kakulukia.
Kakalukio.
It does. It's Witchblade.
Oh, you're so right.
It's Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Oh, you're also right. What a creative character. Yeah, it doesn't start very well.
I know someone who looks like that, and I can't place the face.
Me.
No. It's...
Oh, hello, God of War 2.
Oh, hello, frame rate.
Came out before God of War 2. I thought that was me and that was game over.
Me too.
These characters have weird frames.
Should have messed about with the controls like Andy suggested.
I was expecting the Wilhelm scream.
Okay, that's block. It was probably there. There's some sand.
Press the XXX and the YYY.
YYY.
Wait a second.
Oh, set pieces.
So, before you guys came over, I was like, do we even have Warrior Within?
Yeah.
And you said yes, because we've played it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
I didn't see this either.
We played Two Thrones.
Was
you
it?
played the two.
What?
Yes!
Okay. Wait, so Two Thrones is the one where you start off on an island and spin around with it.
Yeah, and then you're on a pole, and then...
Yeah, okay.
Wait, what? This is the one that's like on an island. This whole game is on an island.
Yeah, but...
The one we played starts you off in like a marketplace.
No, it's like a ship. No, it was on a shipwreck. It was a shipwreck, and you went around the island. Are you sure it wasn't this?
How are you talking? That's
Did we
this,
skip
yeah.
this?
That's this.
Yeah, it was. I think we just somehow skipped the tutorial.
Okay.
We'll find out if we get to that bit where I was spinning round.
Okay, I've actually... You know when you pick up a game and you just instantly remember everything about the controls?
Yeah.
That has happened.
Oh, marvellous.
Which I'm happy about.
Sick.
As in the combat, because the
I
rest
thought
of
that
it
was
is
you again.
the rest of it is the same as the first game.
So this game takes place on an island, yeah?
In Belfast.
Is
it Persia?
Is it like a real island?
No, it's the Island of Time, also known as Ireland.
Oh, time to
That was stupid.
sewer level.
Drink the water. Remember this?
Oh, don't drink the bilge water.
Yeah, lovely, lovely bilge.
No.
Don't drink water while you are at sea.
Break the barrels.
Yeah, but
There's a poem about that.
bilge water is even worse than normal seawater because it's full of horrible,
This is true.
and it's also salty. So
Also, Iron Maiden did that one song.
Which one?
day after day, night after night, we burn up for no motion.
It's 26 minutes long.
On a painted ship, upon a painted ocean.
Water, water everywhere,
and all the boats to train. Water, water.
No, this also is not the bit where we were at. Time to Iron Maiden, 8 minutes.
Yeah, we did that a lot in the last.
Just to make sure, I'm pretty sure there's no problems with copyright because those words are
A poem.
from
a poem
yeah,
from
yeah.
like 150 years ago.
Yes.
When I did that, I told you about this before.
Oh, it's
just
a
like
thing
it's
I thought you
Peter
could
Pan.
do.
I quoted that on Facebook when it was like, post your favourite Iron Maiden lyrics. And
Yeah.
like knowing, I already knew it was not technically their lyrics,
Yeah.
but I thought, I know I like the song and
Yeah.
I like those words generally.
Yeah.
And some girl I knew in high school like jumped down my throat like you wouldn't believe about it, you know, obviously not being originally their words or whatever.
Should have gone for Nomad.
Jeez. No.
Are these? They
Under
are
no
made of sand.
circumstances. They are. These are sand creatures. These are the OG sand
Right.
creatures.
I have a question.
Don't laugh, they are.
No,
Don't laugh at this rich lore.
I have a question.
Simon, you first. I'll get to mine in a bit.
Are that thing in the top corner of our HUD?
Yes.
What is that?
Oh,
I believe the blue one is our health, because that one came back when we
Yeah.
drank water. I think the yellow dots are sand powers.
Well, we don't have sand powers, I thought.
Oh, we will.
This is true because we lost the dagger. Whoa!
So, you've got the blue as the health.
What the hell were those subtitles doing?
And I don't know. Blue is the health and the yellow
Oh, that
circles are...
Right, now fight the asylum demon. You can do it.
It's actually kind of tough.
Get hyped for Soul Blade.
And the yellow circles are the sand usages. Although we haven't had that tutorial yet.
My thing was, I saw a pretty good joke on playing Smash Brothers Online the other day. The character's name was OG-san, and he was like a granddad with big Yakuza glasses.
Ah, that's a pun.
That's a good Japanese pun.
Uh,
I'm just gonna leave that floating out there for everyone else.
oh, swear word. We didn't
Oh,
swear in this
what?
LP.
Oh, what rich dialogue.
It's so bad.
Immediately, there's tonal dissonance between this one and the first
It's
game.
so jarring, isn't
I
it?
cannot imagine
At the
Prince
time.
from the first game saying that.
Yeah.
maybe, foul woman or whatever, just not... Nope.
It's like it hits you so
right.
hard with the tone.
She is like if you gave Ivy Voldo's moveset. That's what she reminds me of. And she even has Soul Calibur swords.
As in actual Soul Calibur?
Like that, yeah. That looks like the Cervantes version.
I can see it.
Cervantes. What a riveting boss fight.
Oh, you're supposed to win this one?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You're supposed to win this. Why don't
I did
you
mention
tremble?
in the Sands of Time LP that this one is way harder. So expect deaths. Unlike the perfect run through of Sands of Time, which had no death.
I thought this was like...
Except all the deaths.
Oh, you needed the...
You don't win, never mind.
Okay.
I thought that was
she just
supposed to
kicked your
lose
head
fight.
off.
Yeah, it's alright though. We'll get her later. Then she'll be out of the game and the game will improve.
The Island of Time.
That's not an island.
So now we're in a flashback.
Hired goons.
So this is the place where the dudes from the first game took the hourglass.
So the Maharaja stole it.
They took it from this island. And...
Wait, did he?
Yeah.
They say the...
Oh, yeah, the Maharaja stole it and then we took it from him.
Hang on, who are you, creepy old man?
No, we had to, I don't know. So he's like, we gotta go...
What's Jon Snow doing here 10 years too early?
He does look very
Wait,
Snowy.
what? Okay, right, so he's remembering the timeline that didn't happen.
And he's like, I opened them.
Yeah.
What a good idea that was.
Some garbage.
Remember the first game?
A whole game happened, and then this guy says, if you did that, you gotta die. And then Prince just moans a bit. And I was like, the Dahaka though.
Yeah, I know what the Dahaka is in as much as a big old monster.
That's basically it.
I don't know what it looks like.
A big old monster.
Fair. Don't run it back. It has been hyped up. Yo, the Dahaka.
Yeah, the Dahaka.
So he's the guardian of the timeline. So he's like, you don't mess with the timeline, I'm gonna kill you.
I thought that was Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin is in cahoots with the Dahaka, and considerably more terrifying.
Oh, I don't know. Echo the Dolphin, though.
That's what I'm saying. So he's like, I'm going to go to the Island of Time and make it so that the Sands of Time were never made, so we can't then open the Sands of Time and then do all that nonsense.
Red Dwarf Season 7? Get out of here with that.
So he's going to mess with the timeline even more to make it so that he didn't mess with the timeline in the first place, which is why the Dahaka's upset with him, even though he'll still be messing with the timeline, really. It's a good game, I like it.
I don't doubt it, it's just...
So he's going to change
that
his
intro.
name.
Despite all the evidence that has been presented to us so far.
If he changed his name to Nemo, then he would be able to change his fate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classical joke. This was not the game I was thinking of.
There's copyright laws.
No, I don't think this is the bit we did.
Yeah, okay, no, so it must have been Two Thrones.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, because we were looking at the gallery, and you can buy stuff, and each game's page is bookmarked with that game's logo.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, sorry, Two Thrones does kind of start. Like on a beach, I think. Like this.
Is that a stick?
Also, he punched that bird. Are we just going to ignore that? That was great.
I missed it.
That was pretty good.
You gotta punch more birds, apparently.
I'll punch all the birds, don't you worry. Oh.
So, speaking of...
so strong.
He looks rather thin.
He does. He looks he's weirdly
actually-
proportioned.
Yeah, he's like not as buff in this one. He doesn't remove any of his
He
clothes in
looks
this
like
one.
he's in the wrong aspect ratio.
Is there anything I can do? Okay.
But yeah.
Edits are happening. Because cameras need to be inverted.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we invert everything.
Even though...
As is traditional. So, we're on an island. And speaking of islands, I was...
Wait, no, that's just... What?
What? Are you okay?
No.
What's the wolf?
Really not. Oh, it didn't actually change it.
Ah, you have to confirm.
Ridiculous. I blame that on the Duke.
So...
You're not using the Duke!
I blame it on the Duke. Okay, so that one is now correct, but this one is not.
Because you inverted the... You inverted
Oh wait, no,
the
that's
rotation.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, it's all okay?
Wait,
Did,
no.
did we cut any of that?
Are you gonna be okay there, Peter?
Down. No, because it was
Simon's
inverted.
laughing because he was here for that.
It was inverted, and now
In
that
like
I've
3 games.
Yeah.
oh, I know what Peter's like with that. Now that I've inverted the camera, it is no longer inverted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh.
so I was.
What do you mean, anyway?
Yeah, I was looking into Malta the other day, and I swear, right, this is relevant. I swear.
As you do.
And what was in particular was this, like the last Ottoman siege of the citadel of Malta, because it was held by the Knights of Malta, oddly enough. But the thing happened when I was looking at these photos of the site, and they were taken like a century ago, and there are these little faint lines across it.
Yeah.
Which it looks like like an error in printing, but no, it turns out they're consistent between photos, so it is, it's consistent. But anyway, so I read into that, and it
What
turns.
is this bird? No.
But yeah, so I read into it, and it turns out in somebody's write-up of the castle when they visited a couple of years ago,
Yes.
they found some bits on the walls that were more or less where I was looking, where there's some rusty nails. And then it turns out someone did this chemical study on that, and they find these traces of like silk residue. So it took a while, and I actually read into it, and it turns out someone had recently translated this old Turkish source from one of the Ottoman soldiers that was besieging it. But anyway, so that actually explains things a bit. But anyway, it turns out in the final stage of the siege, from all of the cannoning of the wall, it renders the sections of the wall completely impassable. So the Maltese knights, and it's credited to some particulars like Sir John and Sir Richard and stuff. But what they did was they put these ladders across the gaps, so that they would hopefully be able to run on the ladders across the gaps.
No, that's not how it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, the edge!
Just showing off that game over screen.
Game over.
Just showing that off.
That's your one.
One and done.
Anyway.
Sorry.
But unfortunately, because ladders are pretty thick if someone's going to be running on them, especially if they're in armour.
Yes.
And the besiegers were actually able to target them with their cannons and just destroy them every morning. So next thing that they put these thick ropes between the walls, but again still kind of visible. And turns out the Ottoman army actually had a couple of really talented archers. I don't know if you know this, but it was actually I think a Turkish archer that has the record for furthest bow shot.
Oh, yeah?
And it's an impressive distance. It's like
What's the
most.
distance?
It's like most of a mile. Something like I can't remember the exact distance, but
Like there are
I think it's
snipers who can't do that.
over, I think it's over 1,000 yards. I might be remembering that wrong. I'm sorry if so.
That's real long.
Real long.
Well,
But the thing is, with this, they're these archers, and they were able to pick off. Basically, the garrison sent someone to like crawl on the rope, like hand over hand across, and the archer was able just to pick him off. Which not great. And then one of them, they made this like arrowhead to cut the rope, so that's no good. So they had an idea.
press that black button, yo!
Did it just say the black button?
That was the black button.
What's the black button do?
First
it's all
person!
this, and then white button does this one.
Anyway, so what they did, they got because like silk is really strong for its thickness.
Yeah.
So they got like a length of silk, like narrower than a tightrope, and it's narrow enough that they can't even see it from the Ottoman lines. Actually, like according to the source, they didn't even know that the lines were there until they took the fortress a couple of months later.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter that they have this length of silk across the gaps, because they can't afford to clear across with the archer. And they actually, the Turkish source records what they found in the journal of Sir John, I think it was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was then lost, and so it got lost from anyone that didn't feel like reading Turkish sources. But yeah, no, it turns out they decided that the knights should go first to prove their bravery and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it being a really thin silk line and they had to move quickly, they thought they should remove all their armour. So they took off all their chainmail, the helmets, breastplates and everything. And the record goes, there's besiegers absolutely astonished as they see this series of Maltese soldiers run, like, seemingly on air between the bits in the walls.
Cool.
Because without their weight, the arm wasn't enough to break the silt.
Yeah.
In retrospect, it should have been obvious, because you know how famously light and floaty the Maltese sirs are. Hey? Hey?
I'm going to chalk up that silence to you looking at the game.
Well, was that this whole thing that you've been building up for ages, and I just...
That's a long, pointless story leading
that a
to a
joke?
terrible pun.
Shut up!
Maltesers.
Because I genuinely
Maltesers.
only caught, like, the
Maltesers.
occasional bit of...
Hey. Yeah. Oh.
This is what we get at 4 o'clock in the morning, viewers.
Yep. Long rambling stories to lead to a rubbish pun.
Oh, that is actually one of my favourite styles of joke, where there's like a fairly engaging build up to something, very well delivered, by the way.
Thank you.
Because I stopped listening to you, so it's normal kind of delivery. And then there's just a dumb punchline at the end of it. Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, is she back?
So I'd almost be sorry, but as I say, I thought of the pun first, and then worked backwards to construct a long rambling story.
Is any of that like historically accurate?
There was an Ottoman siege of Malta. The Ottomans had cannons and they could fire bows really far, and I don't remember exactly how far.